Good weekend all. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up, your weekend edition, where we'll look at weekly charts for the bigger picture in the markets. And this is Friday, the 29th of November, 2024. Well, in the metals, gold was up another $16, approaching again the 2,700 level. It's not 2,800, it's 27. You'll see what I'm talking about in a moment here. In the silver market, you had a good gain today, came up sharply to 31.11 roughly. Now remember, you have thin market conditions right now. For the U.S. markets, a lot of traders didn't even bother to go to work today. I'm one of those people. It was a half session, if that, and the volume was ultra thin. Come next week is when we get involved again. Copper about unchanged, and platinum market had a good bounce. Dollar down a little bit, most currencies gaining on it short term. Now this is it's Black Friday and Cyber Week coming up for a lot of us. With that in mind, I have a sale for you. Now through next week, any 1-year subscription to my research, and this is good for new and returning subscribers, 50% off the normal price. Now, when you go to the website, you'll see if you go to irapstein.com and under research and you go to all the pricing, you will see it says 14% off, 12. That's what it normally is to take a 1-year subscription. We're cutting it in half. So all you need to do is go there, put it into your cart. In other words, click which ones, could be plural, that you want to get. From there, what will happen is when it goes into the cart for you to pay, you will see it will be 50% off. This only lasts now. You won't get this shot again this year. So 50 off, I think it's a pretty neat number. We get a lot of people that wait for this sale, and that's where they generally come in. So I think they'll do it again. Again, it's irapstein.com under the word research, top of the website, or move your cursor up there. Now, in terms of data, because we do have data coming out this week, you're going to get the final November manufacturing sector PMI. That's at 845. Then you're going to get the ISM's manufacturing sector index at 9 o'clock. Construction spending comes out from October, and that's going to come out at 9, and we'll get New York Fed President Williams. But then the week really gets going. We get the JOLTS report, ADP, the Challenger Gray, and we cap it all off with the U.S. jobs report. It's going to be a big week to determine, or at least guess, what's the Fed going to do mid-month when they have their next FOMC meeting. So this gets to be now important, real important stuff. All right, so let's take a look at where we're at. In the gold market, we had gotten up on a closing basis to 27.49. We're about 100 lower than that at 26.57. So we've had the correction. You can see when the market nosedove once, came in through here, came back up, backing off a little. But so far the pattern, and it's bothersome, you do have lower highs. And you can say this break took out this little reaction there that it saw. So I can make an argument that the market's still not out of the woods. Get up and over last week's 2,700 level, I get more excited. You can see on the chart what it's doing, and when you put the swing line on, you have a higher high and a lower low. Now, a clean uptrend is normally made up of higher lows, higher highs. You don't have that. Now you've got where you're just doing this in the marketplace, okay? And it's all happening against that 18-week average, which I keep telling you is the line in the sand. If you take out 25.41, what happens? Well, you open the door up that you could drop back to the 2,400 level. Why? I could care less. I'm telling you it could happen. As a chartist, I keep my eye on that. That's the number you don't want to see taken out as far as I'm concerned. Momentum has turned down. So you had an embedded reading. And when you have an embedded reading and you lose it, and I'm going to show you this. This is part of one of my charting courses. You often go to the 18-week average. Does it have to happen in the same day? It typically doesn't. In this case, it did, and I think you'd agree the market's been spinning its wheels since that's happened. Now the question is, what's next? The gold-silver ratio, prices are still over the 18-week average, so silver is weaker than gold. The higher the number goes, the more ounces of silver you need to get 1 ounce of gold. When you look at the silver, it's actually turned into a bearish situation. You've closed at now at 30.68.5. It's under 30.70, the 18-week average. You have lower highs, lower lows. In order to negate this, you've got to take out 31.61, almost $1 higher. And if you don't do that, you could work your way into that. So I'm not favorable here until you take out those rally highs. Copper has done the battle that we've talked about. I've been telling you each week for 3 weeks in a row, this should be the support zone. And when China makes a decision, we know what it is, you're either going back to the lower band or you'll pop out of here and start fighting a battle, potentially against the 18-week average of closes. The platinum market on this rally back up, once it went through the 200, the 18, and the green, the 100 week average of closes, as you came back up and fought against them, you're still down. But not this week's. Last week's highs in the metal markets are important. If they're taken out, you got to go with the upward flow. If they're not taken out, there's still plenty of pressure on these markets coming in. In the dollar index, you had 2 weeks where you ran up to the Bollinger Band. You ran out of pizzazz. Markets backing off. The trend is up. The question is, how far can it back off? Or does it not back off much more and it embeds? You can do that right away this coming week. It's going to be an exciting week in the markets. Traders come back. Money will start being deployed on Sunday night. And away we go with everything. So I want to remind you, take advantage of my Cyber Week. You go to irapstein.com under the word research. Your pricing's there. Choose the one you want. Now, there's a toggle switch. Everything you look at is first set on monthly. You can go monthly to yearly. Hit the toggle switch. It's right there. You've seen this on many websites. All the yearly prices will come up. You're getting half off. Couldn't be simpler than that, right? I'm Ira Epstein. When you go to that cart and you pay it, you will see. I'm sure I'm right on that. You take care. I'll catch up with everybody Monday.